Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my first impressions look on the Jordan Why Not 0.6. So they actually changed up the name. It used to be Why Not 0.6, but now it's just 0.6 for some reason. I don't know why they changed it. And it also retails for 150 bucks, which is insane. But this is the Why Not 0.6 Honor the Gift collab, so that's probably why it's a little bit more expensive. If I remember correctly, the last year's Why Not 0.5 was $10 more than the actual retail versions because it was the Honor the Gift collab as well. So, and also the 0.5 retails for 130 bucks. So if it's like $10 more for the Honor the Gift collab, they probably up the price 10 bucks, which kind of sucks. But if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. I believe all sizes were available in this colorway. I mean, I just checked the app and it is available still. So hopefully by the time this video releases, it's still available. So again, links will be in the description box. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones. And the traction pattern looks very similar to the Jordan 1 Take 4. Look, that's kind of like that lightning bolt pattern here in the forefoot. We got a Jumpman logo here in the heel and also a midfoot shin plate, right? So of course this is Russell Westbrook's takedown model or his budget shoe. So it makes sense that it takes after the actual signature shoe, right? And the 1 Take 4 had amazing traction. It was top tier traction. It was really good. Amazing bite on the clean court. Picked up pretty minimal dust and seemed very durable, right? So amazing traction. But here in the Why Not 0.6, it does not seem very good, right? So we have like a translucent outsole right throughout the entire outsole besides where the lightning bolt pattern is, and that's solid black rubber. And it's a multi-directional pattern, right? It's more like a herringbone traction pattern, kind of where the lightning bolt is, and then we got nubs where the translucent. I don't like nubs, guys. I don't like it, you know. I mean, I feel like most of the nub traction patterns that I've tried have not been very good, you know what I mean? So first of all, it's not good for durability, and second, like I said, from experience, it hasn't been very good. So I don't like nub traction, so I wish they would have kept it just herringbone like the 1 Take 4. But anyways, just trying it on my wood floors, yeah, the traction does not seem very good, you know. And also there's zero squeak. The 1 Take 4 had a lot of squeak, which has nothing to do with performance, but you know, as you guys all know, I like to have squeak, you know, and I feel like a lot of you guys do as well. Traction does not seem amazing so far. Hopefully that does change when I do play it and break it in, because that was the biggest downfall of the Why Not 0.5. You know, everything else about the shoe was really nice. Cushion was nice, material was thin, supportive and all that. Fit me great, but the traction just was not good in this gum rubber outsole. So hopefully that all changes here in the 0.6, but that does not seem like the case. And also, as you guys can see, it is decoupled. It's like a decoupled outsole. There is a little bit of space right here. And then, like I mentioned before, we have the midfoot shin plate. So as far as the heel to toe transition goes, it feels pretty damn smooth, right? So we have a very curved shape here in the heel. Although it is pretty damn caged as far as the foam goes, the rubber outsole does come up to cage it. It's not super clunky at all, right? And then here in the forefoot, we have a crazy curved shape and a good amount of forefoot flex and midfoot flex, even though we have a midfoot shin plate, and I feel like it just ends right here. Right, so we have a crazy amount of flex right there. So we'll have to see on torsional support. But overall, heel to toe transition feels pretty damn smooth because of how curved the shape of the sole is, right? Now moving on to the cushioning setup. I really like the cushioning setup so far, right? So as far as the zoom unit goes, there is a 4-foot zoom unit. It's a very large volume zoom unit, right? So I'm guessing it's like the entire shape of the forefoot pretty much, right? But I don't think it's zoom turbo. It feels very similar to the Why Not 0.5. They've been giving Russell Westbrook a very large volume zoom unit, right? But here in the 0.6, it feels like it kind of bulges up a little bit more, and it feels like there's a little bit more compression, which I do like. But it feels a little bit uncomfortable as far as the bulging up goes. It kind of reminds me of the Zoom GT Run, you know, where like the Zoom Strobel unit and the forefoot was like super bulgy, and it kind of like made my forefoot go like this. And here's my heel, here's my forefoot, and kind of made it go like this, even though usually the offset is like this or even just flat in regular shoes. Because of that zoom unit, it kind of felt like that. So it kind of feels like that here in the 0.6. Not as bad, obviously, but there is a lot of bounce and compression, you know. But obviously it's not as much as like a Zoom Strobel unit. I feel like it feels pretty similar to like the Zoom Turbos, you know. So yeah, that feels great here in the forefoot. Here in the heel, I mean, it's just probably Phylon and nothing crazy. And like I said, we have a lot of caging from the rubber outsole, so there's not a crazy amount of compression. It's pretty much very similar to the Why Not 0.5, right? So I don't know, I guess Russell Westbrook just doesn't like to have anything in the heel, and then he just likes forefoot cushion. Court feel seems alright so far. I mean, he seems like a little bit better than average, or maybe around average. It's nothing terrible, nothing great. So overall, the cushioning setup does feel pretty damn nice. And as far as the insole goes, the insole does not feel very good. It's not super foamy at all. It doesn't even feel like an Ortholite insole. It's just like kind of like a thin rubbery type of material, which doesn't even have a lot of compression, right? And if you look underneath that, the stroke board is actually quite stiff here in the heel, but of course the forefoot, you can feel the zoom in it. So there's the cushioning setup there. Moving on to the material, so we have a variety of materials, right? So here in the forefoot, we have a mix of suede, we have a little bit of tumbled leather, and also synthetic leather here in the heel. And also here on the medial side, we have like a textile material with Russell Westbrook's logo, very similar to the 1Take4 with this really crappy material, right? And also, of course, we have like a shroud that goes over everything with this zipper. So as far as the quality goes, the quality feels, I mean, okay, so the leather feels all right. You know, the leather's all right. It's not amazing, but it's okay. And then the suede feels all right as well, even though you're paying a little bit more for the Honor the Gift collab, and you would expect kind of like better materials, but it's not amazing, you know what I mean? Also, we have this very thin kind of like screen mesh, but it's not like a metal screen mesh. It's more like a plastic, and it's see-through. And then underneath that, we have a mesh material, very open mesh, and as you guys can see, it's a very similar construction to the 1Take4, right? And the main issue that I had with the 1Take4 was support, right? Support in this shoe was really bad for me, just because this like see-through material is super thin, and then the mesh material was not supportive at all. So my foot was moving around inside of the shoe a lot. So I am a little bit worried about that here in the 0.6, but it does feel more supportive just because the laces, right? As you guys can see, the laces, it's just on top of the shoe like traditional laces. But here in the Why Not 0.6, we have laces obviously, but the eyelets also go over the entire material, right? So once you tighten down the laces, it does feel like it is adding a lot more support and lockdown here in the forefoot and here in the midfoot as well. So it does feel a little bit better than the 1Take4, right? So I am a little bit happy about that. But as far as the overall material goes, it's super duper thin. Look at that. Even the mesh material underneath that. So I am a little bit worried, but I do like how thin and minimal it feels, I guess. It does conform to your foot very well too. And also there's no pinching or anything like that. So there's that. But one thing I don't like about the upper is the shroud design. The shroud design is really bad. So first of all, we have a zipper, right? And literally it's like 3 inches of zipper. That's it. You can't go past this part, right? First of all. And then second of all, it's really freaking annoying to lace these up. You know what I mean? Like you have to go all the way the hell in here and then pull and then pull and then pull, and it's just kind of annoying. You know what I mean? And also this shroud doesn't do anything. You see how thin and not supportive this thing is? So as far as like functionality goes, it doesn't really do anything in my personal opinion. It makes the shoe more annoying to lace up, which is also annoying. And also, when you zip this up, you have like a stretchy type of cord, and then you kind of put this on this plastic piece right here so that it stays in place. So I guess that's kind of cool, right? And then for the tongue, we have like a very deconstructed type of look. You can see the exposed foam for the tongue, and I guess there's like an average amount of padding with also like a asymmetrical pull tab, which is kind of weird. And then here in the ankle area, we actually have pretty nice Achilles pads, and that does feel very comfortable here in the back of the shoe. It adds for comfort, it feels cozy, and also it does improve lockdown, so I do like that. So yeah, the overall materials is it's not great, you know, it's not great, especially the quality. I don't like what they're doing with this screen mesh thing. So there's the materials there. Now moving on to the fit, I went true to size and it fits pretty long, right? There is a good amount of length, so I feel like I could have gone down half a size, but like if you want to be more on the safe side of things, then you should go true to size. If you want a very snug fit, like I usually like my ball shoes to be, then probably go down half a size, right? If you want a roomier fit, probably go up half a size, or you should be okay going true to size, right? So here in the toe box, it's more of like a normal fit, right? It's not too tight, it's not too like loose or anything like that. I can curl my toes up just a tiny bit, but I feel like this mesh material and like the screen mesh will like stretch out once I break it in. So we'll have to see on how the fit is. Also here in the midfoot, it stays like normal. So overall, the fit is all right for me so far. It's just a little bit long. All right, as far as the support goes, right? So for lateral containment, it looks like it's gonna be good, right? So the foam comes up acting as a sidewall, as a lateral counter here in the forefoot. Also, we have the tumbled leather coming up to, I guess, make the material a little bit more supportive. So that does help. And then here in the heel, we have the foam coming up also in the midfoot, and then we have an internal TPU heel count. So it feels like it's gonna be good. It looks like it's gonna be good, right? But of course, that's what it seemed like here in the 1-take-4, but the material was just so freaking soft that my foot was moving around inside of the shoe. Obviously, it wasn't coming out of the footbed, but it was moving inside of the shoe, right? So hopefully I don't have that issue in the 0.6. And like I said, it does feel a little bit more supportive, especially because of the lacing system. So I don't think it's gonna be as bad, but hopefully I don't experience it either here in the 0.6. And also, as far as the lateral stability goes, it feels like it's gonna be all right. You know, it does protrude out a little bit here on the lateral side in the forefoot, and we do have a pretty wide base. Nothing crazy though, right? So we'll have to see on lateral stability, but it feels like it's gonna be okay. I mean, like the thing is, in Westbrook's shoes, it's always been like pretty narrow. I mean, the 0.5 was pretty good, but if I remember the 0.4 or the 0.4 and the 0.3, they are more like on the narrow side of things. So we'll have to see on lateral stability. And now moving on to the weight of the shoe, it feels pretty damn light. I'm guessing like 11, 12 ounces? Oh no, 13.05 ounces. Interesting. Check the other shoe, 12.95 ounces. So it is a little bit heavier than average. I mean, the average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces, so like 0.4 ounces heavier. It's not that big of a deal, right? Let's check the 0.5 though. I feel like these were way lighter. Yeah, 11.71 ounces. They added a whole bunch of stuff as far as like materials going, like this extra shroud and stuff like that. So that definitely does kind of suck. And also like torsion support here in the Why Not 0.5 was way better. It doesn't flex here in the midfoot at all, right? Let's check the 1-take-4. 10.72 ounces. I mean, that makes sense. This is a budget shoe, you know? So there is the weight there, but I mean, it is feeling good so far, but I am worried about the traction. Right, traction doesn't feel great, and also the support doesn't feel amazing. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel as bad as the 1-take-4, but it doesn't feel amazing so far. So I am a little bit worried about responsiveness. And now moving on to the aesthetics, I actually like it. I love this colorway and this like shroud look, and also with the zipper, it looks great. And also I love the detail in the zipper as well. It says "Why Not" on there, you know? And I feel like it looks a little bit better than the 0.5, even though the 0.5 still did look good. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the 0.6 is looking not so good so far. Like I said, traction, support, and material quality, not that nice. The only thing I kind of or really like about the shoe right now is the forefoot zoom unit. That feels great. You know, it's bouncy. It's not too bouncy like Zoom Strobel. It's just, it reminds me of like old school like zoom units, you know. But other than that, it's not looking too good so far. I mean, which definitely bums me out because the 1-take-4 had freaking amazing traction, you know? But anyways, that about concludes my first impressions look on the Jordan Why Not 0.6. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.